I think people like authentic emotional stories. I think hopefully it's an honest love story that's sad at points but also quite hopeful, and I think people have resonated with that for a long time. I was very lucky to be on set for almost the entire filming of the movie and to have, you know, a seat at the table in every conversation, and I am so proud of the movie that they made. I think they made an extraordinarily faithful adaptation. Well, Ansel Elgort, who plays Gus in the movie, just has an extraordinary screen presence, but he's also a brilliant actor. He understood Gus so deeply, deeper in some ways than I understood him. And obviously Shailene Woodley is one of the great actresses of her generation, and it was just a tremendous gift to us that she wanted to be Hazel.
Well, we're here at the premiere of Fault in Our Stars, and it's wonderful to see this kind of turnout because it shows how many people care about this story and care about this book, and also are very supportive of this story becoming a movie. And that's a wonderful thing because there are so many people who do care about this, as we can see. The characters are so well-rounded. It's not about cancer. Cancer is just one of the variables. It's not about sick people teaching healthy people a lesson. The message is really that, like, you know, you could live for 20 years, live for 100 years, but everyone's just going to live a certain short amount of time, and it's what you do with the moment at hand that matters. That's what I think makes Gus and Hazel's love story so beautiful, is that actually because they are ill and they realize that their time may be limited, they are just willing to live their love totally in the moment.
I read the script 2 years ago and then read the book immediately after and was so profoundly moved by the universal themes that were sort of dispersed through the mouths of two 16-year-olds, you know, or 16 and 18-year-old. At a young age, Hazel understood that you don't need to lead a long life to lead a meaningful life, and that is so powerful. I mean, if we could all just digest that and really live from that place, I think the world would look so differently. Josh is super collaborative and very open to others' ideas, and so when I went to him and I was like, I want Hazel's haircut to be kind of not that great, and I want her to have no makeup on, is that okay? And he was like, yes, let's do it, and these are my ideas, and he's so open to collaboration. Falling in love for the first time. Whether you're 14 and haven't fallen in love, or whether you're 90 and you remember that first time, it's nostalgic for every single person. I play a young woman named Hazel who at age 16 has cancer and meets a young boy named Augustus Waters in her support group, and their relationship blossoms into a beautiful love story.
It's unbelievable. The fact that this is such a small story about like 3 or 4 or 5 people, and it's getting this much attention is just, it's a beautiful thing. It's a testament to John's book and to Josh in the studio, and I'm just lucky I'm here. Yeah. I play Isaac, who goes blind and gets dumped in the beginning of the movie, yet he is the comic relief in the movie somehow, because he uses his humor to deal with his pain. But it's a really great part, and I got to work with like these amazing actors. It's hard for me to stand next to Willem Dafoe and not be, you know, nervous, you know? He's so cool, yeah.
Oh, it was an interesting role. Felt like a different kind of movie than I've done before. I was really struck by Josh Boone's first film. There were all good elements. It's nice to see a film that's so eagerly anticipated in such a heartfelt way. Of course, I know that there are huge followers of the book, and yeah, I think the movie's going to be a big success. People are touched by it. It's a love story. It's also a story of how some young people learn to deal with a very bad hand that's been dealt to them. And yeah, it's above all, it's a love story, and it's hopeful.
Obsession with John Green. It's just, he's a phenomenon, and rightfully so. You know, he's a poet, he's one of the most prolific, amazing authors who's captured a generation, and we just wanted to honor him. I was offered the film and then immediately read the book and fell in love with the book. So I couldn't say no once I read his book.
John Green isn't speaking down, I think, to anybody. I think he's just, he has some sort of, he's really in touch with, I guess what young people are interested in reading, but he doesn't write for them. He just writes books with young characters, and he writes them very smart, and he writes what he's interested in, and he's just a smart guy and wrote a beautiful love story.
My character is Patrick. He's a cancer support group leader, and it was I don't know. It's an easy part to play for me because when I was a kid, I'm a comedian, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be a priest. Really? Yeah. I raised Catholic. I was an altar boy, and I always thought priests got the most laughs.
The fan reaction has been incredible, and it's such a brilliant story, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it, and I haven't seen my songs in it yet, so it's going to be cool.
I think this movie is about two people who meet and for the first time meet somebody who speaks the same language as they do. There's something beautiful about the way they talk to each other, and there was always for me about the love story. When I pitched it to Fox, I was like, this is like Titanic. Cancer's the iceberg, we're going to hit it eventually, but it's about the love story on the boat.
You know, it's one of those books that has a hardcore fan base, so in some ways, yeah, I was expecting a lot of lovers of John Green to be out here on the streets in New York, and they haven't disappointed. It's quite loud out there.
I'll get there, I promise. Well, I can't promise.
It's so nice to meet you. How are you?
Since I'm going to be equally photographed.
Stand right! All your heads stand right! One more time, 2 1, please. Ansel, right here! This one leads here! Eyes to the right! To the right!
Here's the whole carpet.
Everybody's right here! behind them.